What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Ugo Ugochukwu, who is McLaren's junior Formula 1 star, who's probably making his way to Formula 1 very, very soon, in my personal opinion. We're going to be looking at his junior life, talking about his career all the way up until current time, which is Formula 3. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, so today we're talking about Mr. Ugo, who is actually one of my favorite juniors actually coming up. Been following him for a very, very long time. I believe that he will be in Formula 1 very, very soon. I'll talk about his replacement very soon as well, but let's get into the video now. Ugo, born April 23rd, 2007, currently drives for Campos Racing for the 2026 Formula 3 season. Ugo competed in many karting championships, starting in karting career in the USA, winning championships and moving his talents to Europe at the age of only 9 years old, chasing his Formula 1 dream. Competing in many karting series, including the European National Championships, and signing with 2 different F1 teams as a junior, which he's still with one of them, as I explained, for 2025 onwards. He has a very, very, very good junior career and is possibly, like I will state in this video, a potential future Formula 1 World Champion and possibly going to be racing in Formula 1 with, well, I'll tell you guys very, very soon, as his teammate. But let's look at his early life, guys, of Ugo. And in 2015, Ugo wins the Florida Winter Tour Rotax Micro Max. That was his first championship he actually won in 2015. And if we look back in 2015 with Formula 1, it was Lewis Hamilton versus Nico Rosberg. That's how many years ago it was, with Lewis Hamilton only being a 2-time world champion at the point in time. And then we moved to 2016, the year Nico Rosberg retired. So obviously, as a kid growing up, he's watching Hamilton, he's watching Rosberg battle the Mercedes dominance. But in 2016, Ugo moves his talents to Europe, but only a best place finish of 6th in that year's Italian Championship 60 Mini. So obviously, going to Europe compared to America, obviously winning races in America as a junior karter, obviously had enough talent to move overseas to Europe, but obviously Europe is a different ball game. But everything changed in 2017 in the IAME International Open. Ugo became champion and actually came runners-up 2nd place in the Italian Championship Mini. So from 2015-17, he's made the jump from the USA circuits to the European circuits of karting to try and show his talents abroad. And then 2018 was really where stuff started to really pick up momentum, winning the Challenge of the Americas. He became 2nd in the Italian Kart Championship, ROK Junior, and 2nd in the Florida Winter Tour, going back to America and winning championships there. So a really, really good haul of championships in 2018 for Ugo. And in 2019, Ugo competed in 9 championships officially, but his best place finish that year was in the Coupe de France 3rd place. So a more slower year for Ugo in 2019. 1st of September 2020, Ugo signs as a Sauber junior driver. So Sauber picks him up as a junior go-kart racing driver, and that's when things started to turn around for the better for Ugo. Obviously winning championships before that, making waves, winning, getting pole positions in karting, and obviously Sauber seeing that talent, a massive, massive talent in Ugo. And that's why he made the move to Sauber junior team in 2020. Now remember, this is the last year Lewis Hamilton dominated the sport. In 2021, Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton, that iconic race happened. And at this time, Sauber picked up Ugo as a junior driver. And then in 2020, he did finish 1st in the FIA European Championships and 2nd in Champions of the Future. So a really, really good result in 2020 for Ugo, especially the FIA European Championship. If you win that, your talent should be obviously explored in the junior formulas, and we'll talk about him moving to junior formulas. And then in 2021 was Ugo's final year in karting. And on the 23rd of March 2021, Ugo signed a new contract with McLaren as a junior driver, and McLaren backing him in his future to make it to Formula 1, which they still do today of current recording, 2025. He competed in 7 karting championships with the best result finish of 2nd in the WSK Euro Series. But with a new partnership with McLaren and his sights to move his talents from karting to a Formula Series, Ugo ended up moving the next year in 2022 to the Open Formula Series, which we'll talk about soon. Ugo became champion in 4 series. He raced in the most important series, which was the FIA European Championship for karting. And that championship there, guys, the karting championship, is the main championship where, if you, like I said, if you become European champion in go-karting, you should really be exploring the Formula options, moving to Formula 3, wherever sort of thing. So, but the thing is, Obviously, you need money and financial backing to obviously move to a junior Asia, Formula 4 Europe, or Formula 4 Italy. Wherever you go, you do need the financial backing. And luckily for Ugo, his talents really showed. And as you guys will see in his Formula career, his junior Formula career, he really excelled when he did make the step up to Formula. But obviously McLaren had the backing with Sauber helping him too during his karting career. And all that with all the results, obviously he made his way to a Formula. In December 22nd, 2021, Ugo joined the British F4 grid and was a Formula driver for the first time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good championship, very competitive, and some really good tracks. And I'm excited to race for Carlin in British F4, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's a great team, good environment, and we're going to work as hard as possible to be at the top. So we're going to try to be as consistent as possible throughout the championship to pick up as many points as possible. Yeah, I think it's good to be backed by McLaren. It's a really good help. Hopefully we'll deliver this season. It'll be an interesting year. Yeah, I've tried many already on the sim also, and they're all really nice, all really good, and yeah, I look forward to driving them in real life as well.
In 2022, getting his first pole position with Carlin at Donington, and then winning at Brands Hatch, his first F4 British Championship win. Obviously a massive milestone to win your first Open Formula Championship. Ugo finished the championship with 2 wins, 3 place and 3rd place finishes in the championship, winning the Rookie Cup that series.
My name's Ugo Ugochukwu and I'm racing for Carlin and British F4. So I started driving go-karts when I was 6 in upstate New York, and then I started competing in some national championships in US. At the age of 9, I went to Europe and started competing there, and yeah, this will be my first year in single-seaters. I think what made us pick British F4 was very competitive championship, and I think you can learn a lot in your first year in single-seaters. And also Carlin, has a very great history in this championship, so I think it's a pleasure to drive for him. I think my goals for this season are, of course, try to learn as much as possible in my first year. But we've seen already from testing we have some good potential, so yeah, hopefully we can fight for the top positions. Of course, you'll have to go fast, but also fully concentrated, and I think the competition will also you enjoy the most, racing with other people and fighting for winning.
And then, of course, on the 4th of August in 2022, Ugo signed a major contract with Prema. Obviously, Prema being a massive junior Formula team, as we all know. Already getting podiums and wins for the team. So Prema's decision to sign him was obviously paying off. And in 2023, Prema announces Ugo as a full-time Formula 4 program driver, and that's just due to his talent and his race results, of course. And then Ugo goes to the UAE to compete in the F4 UAE Championship. Getting pole positions and wins for the first time in the championship, Ugo finished an overall P3 in the UAE, which is obviously a pretty decent result. To finish top 3 in any formulas is going to get your name noticed in any junior formulas and in the world of Formula 1. So finishing P3 overall in the UAE Championship with 5 wins in total and 3 third place finishes, obviously accumulating wins and podiums. And then Ugo ended up returning to Europe. In the Italian F4 Championship, he did finish 2nd place and he got 3 wins, 3 pole positions and 13 podiums in total. So a really, really great result for Ugo in the Italian F4 series. Highly, highly skilled and amazing resume already, and we haven't even got to 2024 yet.
Yeah, so overall it was a pretty solid weekend for me. Managed to get overall pole. We got the race 1 win. The pace was very good. Unfortunately in race 2 had a bit of a mechanical issue, which meant I couldn't get off the line. I was hit from behind, so got a lot of damage, but the whole Prema team worked very hard to repair my car for race 3, and I was able to pick up a podium starting from P5. It's quite a good weekend. Unfortunate for race 2, but these things happen. I want to thank the whole Prema team, all the mechanics, their hard work the whole weekend.
He then competed in the Euro 4 Championship, finishing the winner of the championship with the backing of McLaren, getting 3 wins, 1 pole positions and 5 podiums, Ugo becomes the Euro F4 Championship. Now, becoming the European F4 Championship, obviously competing at absolutely amazing circuits in Formula 4, is going to obviously get your name out there and get you those opportunities in F3 and F2, and that did pay off. Also, there's a great result he had, which we'll talk about very, very soon, but becoming the F4 Euro Championship really made ways for Ugo and proving to McLaren that he is the future of McLaren, is a future Formula 1 star, and his talents need to be continuously explored. He qualified top 10 at the Macau Grand Prix on his debut there. Unfortunately, he finished a P15, obviously getting top 10 for the first time in Macau, such an epic Formula race. But then obviously a disappointing 15, which obviously he ended up fixing that in a future result at Macau, which we'll talk about very, very soon. But like the top 10 was obviously positive for him to qualify there. But like I said, a P15 at his first time at hitting Macau. In 2024, the Formula Regional Championship, Ugo finished P7 in the championship. He started the year strong with 3 podiums though. And then on the 7th of March 2024, Ugo signs for Road and Motorsport for the GP3 championship, getting 3 podiums, but finishing only 13th in that championship. Obviously, continuing to escalate the podiums, seeing his face around the paddock in different paddocks of different formulas, and obviously getting podiums and wins and pole positions is going to boost your chances of making Formula 1 and joining the F4, F3 grids, and even the F2 grid. And then on the 3rd of May 2024, Ugo joins McLaren at the Berlin Rookie Formula E test, which is such an amazing result to join and jump in the Formula E car, which is great for him and McLaren, so McLaren can see his talents. And then the 23rd of May 2024, Ugo puts the junior team colours on his car for the first time. The McLaren junior team colours on his car for the first time, being an official McLaren junior driver. On the 1st of October 2024, they announced that Ugo will be joining F3 in his championship debut season. But before that would all happen, he would end up going to Macau for the 2024 redemption for Ugo. Ugo gets pole position at the prestigious race and ends up winning the Macau Grand Prix in absolutely amazing fashion. So Macau, obviously, after coming 14th previous years ago, ended up winning the year later and obviously getting that pole position. And if you win Macau, your name's going to be in a lot of places, and did make a lot of news. And in a lot of news outlets that Ugo did become the Macau Grand Prix winner.
Isn't really going to be needed, but we're under safety car conditions. It means they will slow on the run to the checkered flag, and the safety car board is there. That just takes away the peril of the last corner. It means they're going to be closer than ever, but with no overtaking permitted. The Macau Grand Prix winner for 2024 is Ugo Ugochukwu. A really impressive drive. Ugo Ugochukwu wins the Macau Grand Prix. Oliver Goethe second, and Noel Leon in third.
What a moment. You win the...
And then he was in the F4 Regional Championship with 1 win and 2 podiums. After that, so obviously accumulating more wins and more podiums. As you guys can see, his talents are being explored in different formulas, but winning championships, getting a lot of podiums and a lot of race wins, which is just going to keep boosting your confidence. And this is why Ugo is going to, I believe, be in Formula 1 very, very soon, which we'll talk about. In 2025, the year of this record, Ugo makes the move to Formula 3, and on the grid for the first time, he debuts in Melbourne. I actually met Ugo there in Melbourne. I saw him. I've been a fan. I went up to him, said hello, good luck, got a photo with Ugo. And Ugo's actually very, very tall, surprisingly. Really, really tall kid, so it's pretty cool, like, to see, like, I don't know if the height's going to affect him too much. I actually think he's taller than George Russell, and George Russell's pretty tall. But yeah, I met Ugo in Melbourne. I didn't get a signature because I don't have any helmets or anything, so Ugo, if you want to give me one of your helmets, I would love to add it to the collection somewhere back here. Hopefully I can put you in the World Champions cabinet one day. And then Ugo got top 3 in qualifying sessions, and getting 2 podium finishes during the 2025 F3 season on his debut season for the team.
And that's Ugochukwu going around the outside of Wirtz, so we'll pick up on that Campos in a sec, but that's a change for 3rd place.
Already alongside Slater is Ugochukwu, and the right-hand side has shot the number 3 black car for Prema. He's got that move done. Great run up the Kemmel straight, takes 2nd place.
Very good, Ugo, very good. Well done.
Yeah, copy. Good job, guys. That was good.
Yeah, super race, super race.
Ugo Ugochukwu, first podium finish for him. the Macau Grand Prix winner turned FIA Formula 3 podium finisher now.
And then on the 3rd of October 2025, Ugo announces the move to Campos Racing for 2026.
It's Ugo Ugochukwu, and I'll be racing for Campos in 2026 in F3. 2026, I'll say my goal is obviously to fight for the championship. A second year in F3, so I feel like I have a bit of experience behind me now, and I can really put everything together. Yeah, to be honest, before a race, I'm just quite chill, listen to a bit of music, do a bit of a warm-up to get into the zone, and that's it really. I'll say my favorite circuit would probably be Qatar, just because of all the high-speed corners. But on the F3 calendar, I'll probably say Silverstone. Silverstone is really nice, especially on a quali lap. It's really difficult to put everything together, and I think it's a very challenging track. Competitive? For me, Verstappen. Yeah, I prefer attacking, overtaking. For me, it's more fun. I would say smooth. Mate. I'm gonna say it just for because I feel like I need to say it. Basketball.
So at the time of the recording, Ugo has topped the F3 postseason test for the 2026 season.
The morning session finished here in Barcelona. Pretty good. We topped the quali session this morning, so quali runs, paces just as good as Jerez. So we keep pushing for the afternoon, see what we can improve, and yeah, keep pushing on.
Although I think his talents were good enough to move to F2, I think he'll become the F3 2026 championship champion, and I'm going to say that now because obviously I'm a really big fan of Ugo and where he's going to go with the sport and moving forward to Formula 1. And I think he'll be Piastri's replacement for the 2027 Formula 1 season. I think that if Piastri becomes champion this year in 2025, he will move his talents to Ferrari, which will leave an open spot with Alex Dunn moving and leaving the McLaren program. I think there is room for Ugo to teammate and partner up with Lando Norris at McLaren in the 2027 Formula 1 season. I just think that Ugo needs to become the F3 champion and then skip F2 completely and jump to the spare seat if Piastri ends up going to Ferrari for 2027. I think that this kid is a once-in-a-generation talent. I think he will be at the likes of Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, like those type of drivers. He's so calm and cool, and people are comparing him to Oscar Piastri in the sense of he doesn't have that much emotion where he's getting too flustered and doesn't really care about the result. Of course, I love these results and winning first and getting first and all that, but they don't show the emotion. And that's what puts these guys ahead of other drivers when it comes to results, because if the result isn't there, they move on the next race and they just get it done and they win races. So I think he will be Oscar Piastri's replacement for the 2027 Formula 1 season. In my opinion, Ugo has a very, very good future in Formula 1. And I will say that I believe he will become a world champion in Formula 1. So Ugo, if you watch this, I've got your back, mate. And yeah, I'm a really massive fan. So if you want to, like I said, gift me a visor, a raised visor or a helmet, I'll add to the amazing collection. That'll be absolutely sick. Hopefully I can get some. Maybe I might try and get a mini helmet visor signed or something to add to the collection. But I am a massive fan of Ugo. And like I said, in my opinion, he will make Formula 1 and McLaren need to watch out because, yeah, if McLaren don't sign him, someone else should. Helmut Marko, if you're listening, mate, make sure you steal him from McLaren because this kid's an absolutely once-in-a-generation talent. I highly rate him, the American driver. Highly rate him. I really rate him. So, yeah, I've been following him for a couple of years now, and yeah, I've been talking about him to a lot of people behind the scenes. And yeah, but a lot of people think, a lot of people don't know yet, but they will know Ugo very, very soon. But yeah, talking about now, obviously I make mini helmet videos as you guys can see. So let's talk about Ugo's helmet itself. It's plain, it's neat, it's silver. He's been holding this helmet since the karting days. Absolutely love it. I really want to get my hands on a 1.2 scale if he ever makes them. Of course, a 1.1 scale would be absolutely amazing to add to the collection because I am a massive Ugo fan. But yeah, love the helmet. If I have to rate it out of 10, I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. I'm excited to see what helmet he will bring to Formula 1. If he does make it, I think he will be making it to Formula 1. That silver helmet with the McLaren papaya livery, that would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, Ugo, the future of Formula 1. A future world champion in my opinion. That's his backstory, guys. That's his career all the way up to F3 to date 2025. Hopefully we can do a part 2 to this video. That was just I literally done all this research, looking at all of his stats, getting all these photos ready. I did use the first one from his Instagram, so I will be linking it down below that I used this photos from Instagram, just so you guys can get a picture of Ugo making his way from go-karting all the way up to Formula 3. I wish him all the best for the Formula 3 Championship. I'd love to interview him one day, and if he sees this, yeah, it'd be really, really cool, Ugo, to meet you properly and do an interview or something. And if you want to add a helmet to the collection at the back there, would highly appreciate. But yeah, McLaren's future star, Ugo, gonna make it to Formula 1, guys. Guys, if you like this type of video, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I make 1.2 scale video content talking about meeting Formula 1 drivers, getting signatures, and things like that. Follow me on Instagram, guys, as well. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow the subscribers, of course. Like the video to get this video pushed as well. Also, send it to Ugo. Maybe he can watch it. It'll be absolutely awesome. Tell me what you guys think about the young talent coming up from McLaren in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next Formula 1 video. Thank you.